Libya's Parliament Speaker Aguila Salah is due to call an emergency meeting by Parliament to discuss reconciliation efforts by Libyan factions. The meeting will seek to adopt the Cairo Declaration, which calls for amendment of the UN Sukhayrat agreement and supporting the national army in fighting ISIL. Egypt announced Tuesday that it has succeeded in reconciling 40 major Libyan tribal factions. The talks in Cairo, which lasted 16 hours, were headed by Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry and Egypt's army leader Mahmoud Hegazy, in charge of the Libya file. The aim of the truce is to unite efforts by the different Libyan tribes in the fight against terrorism. Let's discuss this further with Yasser Hakim, who joins us live from Cairo. Yasser, quite an optimistic picture from Cairo. Is this unity deal between these factions expected to last?
Well, it will depend actually after the next session of the Libyan Parliament and Libyan Assembly, because a lot of it will also depend on the new amendments of the Sukhayrat agreement based on the Cairo Declaration on the first week of December. And this declaration has a couple of clauses that they are calling to be amended, such as the re-establishment of the Presidential Council and to rename the members of the Presidential Council and insert the name of Khalifa Haftar, the Army General, as either the Minister of Defense or the head of the army. And at the same time, they want to call the army to be independent from the political sphere, so it does not be influenced by any political divisions or any political issues there, so that it can independently work on fighting terrorism in Libya. Now, those 40 tribes that have been in reconciliation are just a number. There are others that have not entered yet this deal, and it will be clear in the next week or so whether the ones who have not entered and are influenced by other powers, will they have any effect on the deal that will be signed or any changes in the political divisions. But at this point, there seems to be quite a majority of factions that are willing to unite and try to fight off ISIL, and at the same time create stability within the political sphere in Libya.
Now, the aim of this truce is to unite efforts by the different Libyan tribes in the fight against terrorism. Are other countries in the region offering any kind of help in these efforts, and if yes, in what form?
Now, concerning this deal in particular, Egypt has been in the forefront. The meetings over the last 3 days, Egypt has been meeting with various politicians, public figures, even from the media, from journalists, and from all segments of the society in the last 3 years, and obviously the politicians. And they have all been coming to Cairo in the last couple of days and meeting with the Egyptian officials who were trying to reach some kind of a solution to the divisions in Libya. Other countries that could be affected and should have a say are obviously the borderline countries, the neighboring Libyan countries who are affected by the spillout of terrorism in Libya, such as Tunisia and Algeria. But those countries at this point, they do not want to interfere in internal affairs of the Libyan politics. They say that it should be left to the Libyan people to reach some kind of solution. They're only willing, and they are willing to support the attempts or the efforts to secure the borders, to help the Libyan army secure the borders, to help with the intelligence efforts to track down militants who have been moving through Tunisia to Libya to Egypt, and trying to find a way to stop any funding or military weapons that could go to these militants in Libya. And this is the kind of support the other countries are helping out at this point. But direct negotiations with the Libyan factions and the Libyan politicians themselves has been led by Egypt in the last few weeks and days as well.
All right, Yasser Hakim joining us live in Cairo. Many thanks, Yasser.